So, hello everybody. Welcome to Bitcoin as it stands now here on the 16th of June. Um, as we can see here, we have Bitcoin coming from this higher low to this lower low on the day. This is on the daily, and then going from the lower low to the lower high. Sorry, to the higher high, which we had an uptrend there. We've now come back down for another trend. And so where is Bitcoin going from here on in? Well, as we can see, it looks like Bitcoin is going to put in quite a big candle here today, as this is the 1 day. And as we can see, the 821 really relatively didn't really cross. It had this little bit of a dodgy bit around here, where the 821 crossed and then went straight back up again. But as we can see, it hasn't really made any difference to the to where it's going. So it's had this pullback, and now it looks like we're going back up again. Now what I can say is that I'm already in. I am in now, because I think this is going up a bit further. So what I am kind of expecting here is I'm kind of expecting Bitcoin to do this, to kind of like go up and then down and then up again. So that's what I'm expecting it to happen. Let's get that. Let's get rid of that. So what we can do, we can look at the indicators as well. What's there? So we have a look, first have a look at the MACD. So the MACD crossed around about here, and then came down and did this kind of like, I am going to go, I'm not going to go, and then failed again. Now it looks like it's pointing up again, as we can see from the. I just took it off. Didn't want to take it off. As we can see from, I just wanted to expand that. As we can see, it looks like it's turned up. There's a lot of selling pressure that came in there. Now it looks like that the selling pressure is starting to disappear, and hopefully that can make it into the green, which means that there's a lot of buying pressure. So we'll have a look at the RSI next and see where the RSI is looking from there. So if we go to the indicators, bring up the relative strength index, and as we can see, it is around about halfway between the overbought and the oversold, which is there and there. So what I'll do is I'll expand that for you again so you can see. So this is down here is the oversold bit, and this bit up here is the overbought bit. Generally, when it comes into here, when it's overbought, you can kind of guarantee that it's going to go down, and then when it's gone into the oversold bit, it's kind of like it's going back up again, and away we go. So as we can see here, it's kind of danced around on the 50% mark, which is this dotted line that you can see there, and it's started to tail back up again, which is great. So what we've got to do now is keep an eye on this as to when this decides to go into the overbought territory, because once it goes into the overbought territory, that means it's going to go down. Now, what happened? When was it? So what happened on Tuesday? There was a kind of an indication that it was going to go down, which is this candle here. So if there isn't any, if there's something that's looking a bit like this, where it's got a big massive wick but hardly nothing at the top here, it's not really giving us any indication of what's going on. So what we can do, we can go down to the 4 hour. And the 4 hour will tell us what it was doing at that particular time. So if we look at the 4 hour, we can see that it had actually done. If I bring up this here, what it had actually done is it come up here, come down, up again, and then came back down again. So this is an M formation, and we've got a double top right across the top there as well. Generally, double tops mean it's going down, and inversely, double bottoms mean it's going up. So that's what we saw on the 4 hour. We saw the double top. It gave an M formation, and then it came straight back down again. And it came straight back down to this part here. This lower, this not higher low at all. That is a lower low. So we'll get rid of that. and then started to produce, tried to get above, didn't make it, came down, but then produced a higher low. Sorry, a low, yeah, a higher low. And once it's produced that higher low, we're waiting now for the higher high. So I'm kind of taking this all together. So this is kind of like saying this is all the one move. And this is going to produce a higher high. So we can say now that we're going to go into an uptrend. According to this, we've crossed on the 4 hour. We've crossed, but as I always say on this one, be careful because the 4 hour can easily turn. The most definite way to look at that is to look at the daily, and when it crosses on the daily, it generally, except for this here, it generally means it's going to happen. Because of the daily, the 821 is actually over it. There is actually you've got the green above the purple. We can then take on the 4 hour that this cross actually is kind of a go signal to say this is going up from here. So, as I said, I'm already in this, so we'll see where this goes for Bitcoin from now on, and we'll just see what is actually happening as this goes on. Now, if you want to get into it, that's fine. You get into it. I think this is going to go up to around about 112, maybe. What it's got to do basically here now, if we look at the daily, is it's got to break these highs here. So if I take them off, get rid of that because we don't want that. So what we kind of say is that this is basically where it's got to break this to say we're going on higher. So that's 110 that it's going to go to, and then it's got to break this here as well then, which is 111. If it breaks that, we are going up to probably around about 120. So if you look previous, I mean, you've got to go back really, really far to get there. But that's going to be probably going to be our high. But we've got to see if that is actually going to come to fruition. First of all, we've got to get through the 110. Then we've got to get through the 111. And if we do get through all those things, then we are going to go higher, and we're going to produce an all-time high. Now with Bitcoin, we are in June as this goes out. June, we are expecting Bitcoin's cycle to stop in September, maybe October. Some people are saying November, December. So when it comes to that, then that's when we say, right, it's now going to go in the bear market, and we want to take all our money out and go and put it in something else. Now, you could be one of those people who like to do leverage trading, and if you do leverage trading, you can also put it on to sell, and that will gain you money as well. But as normal people do, they just buy Bitcoin when they see it's going up, and then sell when they see it's going down. So at the moment, it's going up. It's looking good, and we'll just see where it goes from here. Okay, well that's it. We'll see what happens next. We'll see where Bitcoin goes and what it does. And as per usual, all we've got to do is just keep our eye out as to where it's going and what it's going to do. Okay, right. See you later, guys.